Hello and welcome to the Blockade podcast. I am your host Mirden, and your only host for this week. Today we've got Reaxt on the podcast to discuss modcharts. Reaxt, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Doing all right. So, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I'm Reaxt. I currently own the Beat Saber modding group, and I have spent the last couple months or so working on a lot of the real funny mod charts that you see.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey that we've seen. Actually, what is your background on modding? Or, I'm guessing that there's also a lot of coding that goes into it as well.
Right. So you mean background on modding as a whole, or with mod charts specifically?
I guess modding as a whole, yeah.
So it started when the game came out, actually. That was well, I'd done Minecraft mods, but in regards to like Beat Saber stuff, when the game came out, uh, the day or so, I was like, I want to play different music in this.
hmm
So I messed around, made a basic custom song using some really hacky methods, and then from there just made a few mods like custom sabers and things like that with like KWA colors, and then kind of didn't do modding again for a while until modcharts happened. There was the server with Megalon,
hmm
and then so you mind if I give a bit of backstory on that actually?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so this is a fun story I like telling. I've told it too many times now, but despite owning the Discord, I did not make it. um, Back when modding was just starting out, I found Megalon in their YouTube comments because they'd also done some very basic mods to the game
hmm
through editing the song JSON files to like speed it up and stuff. And throughout the conversation, a random person recommended that we should make a Discord server to like further discuss the modding stuff. What's funny is I don't think the person who recommended that ever actually joined the server.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so then Megalon made the Beat Saber modding group, and he didn't really know how to set up Discord stuff at the time.
hmm
So I was just kind of casual, like just transfer ownership to me. I'll set up the basics and stuff. And then everything grew really out of proportion. And so I yoinked it from him right at the start.
So it's just a case of you being like, "Hey, let me take the wheel for a second," and then everybody fell asleep, and you were like, "Oh shit, I'm driving for the whole road, the whole drive."
A little bit, yeah. And it was a fun drive, I'll say that much.
I'd imagine that the drive is still going on at the moment.
It is, but like at the start of the BSMG server, what happened was it was like a pretty fast growth at the start. We were getting like 20 people or so a day at first, and we were like, "What? This is crazy!" And then uh, some I think Split joined at one point, and we talked with them for a bit. That was fun,
Wow.
and then we started getting like 1,000 people a day
Oh my god.
and panicking a lot. But so the people who were originally just like people who like to mess around with the game files became staff, and then from there we got like some more organization in there. And now, thanks to everyone else, we have an actual functional Discord server with way too many people.
Yeah, I can imagine the scramble to get people who knew how to moderate large Discord channels.
Right. And the trick was we needed someone for every time zone because like the server never slept.
Oh yeah. I I have my own difficulty with just scheduling the time zones between me and Mellowcat who live in California and then Dandy Floss and Danya who live in the UK. So that's an 8 hour time
Right.
difference.
Ow. See, in our case, that 8 hour time difference would have been helpful.
Oh wow.
Because like actually I'm going to use this to plug, we're currently looking for non-American moderators at BSMG if you want to help out. Wink
Okay.
wink. Anyway, sorry about that.
Just we'll get Danya on it.
Oh, actually do that could work.
What made you decide that Beat Saber was worth your time investing in the modding community?
It was before the game came out, actually. There was a teaser that blew up kind of on Reddit, Twitter, YouTube, and stuff for the game. That was just a short bit of gameplay of the beginning of $100 bills.
Hmm.
And I had already been into VR for like most of my life and also into rhythm games. And I saw that and I was incredibly excited and started counting the days until the game came out.
I personally remember that feeling too. I
Oh, were you there as well? Like
I
at the very
was
beginning?
I wasn't able to join with everybody due to not being able to afford a VR headset back then, but I was
Oh.
very much so following along with everything because I couldn't wait to get my hands on the game, quite literally.
So did you see it like right at the beginning before it came out, or did you see it from people playing it after the fact?
Before the game came out, I saw the teasers. I was excited to like start watching content on it. Basically, I had been introduced to VR content. I knew already that virtual reality was a thing back in like 2015, but I didn't really have anybody on the internet that I was interested in following VR content wise until December of 2017 when I started watching the whole Team 5 crew playing VR chat. And
Oh, I remember that.
that's when I started following Whoops, and Whoops was super excited about Beat Saber prior to it coming out. So I was
Whoops is
just
great.
basically getting on the whole wave that Whoops was on, and I was watching gameplay through his perspective until I was finally able to get my own VR headset for myself for Christmas in 2018.
Right, nice. So what's funny on that actually is I don't know if it was 2018 or 27. No, I think it was 2017 of December when I got my CV1, but
Hmm.
I had been following VR for a good bit before. I don't remember what year, but when I was admittedly way too young, I managed to get my hands on a DK1, the Oculus headset.
Okay.
Uh, I loved it. I would not love it anymore.
Oh, yeah,
It
yeah.
was
Quality of life is definitely improved.
absolutely. Do you remember when have you ever tried a like Google Cardboard headset or a
No,
phone VR headset?
no.
Okay, so it's essentially just a screen and you can look around. The resolution's really low. There's no positional tracking and the frame rate is usually around 60 frames a second.
Ah,
That was the standard. That was considered good. That's the age that I entered in.
I remember trying to do phone VR at one point, but I couldn't
It's
get.
not worth it.
Yeah, I couldn't get my phone to work. But yeah, eventually I got my HTC Vive in 2018, which is still the one that I'm currently on.
The Vive is, man, I remember trying the Vive a long time ago before I owned any modern VR headsets, and it it blew me away. Like everyone's had that initial moment with VR, and I love that moment so much.
Yeah, I made sure to put my brother on one of the like theme park attraction rides in VR chat, and I told him to sit down and like hold his legs up.
Oh my god, that's amazing. I remember doing that actually with like the roller coaster ones where I would like grab someone's chair and move it around with the coaster to mess with them and stuff.
Hmm.
We got off track from mod charts. I'm sorry.
No, this is part of the whole podcast experience. Uh,
Oh, great! I'm good at making conversations go in random directions, so that'll work out.
Conversations in random directions make podcasts fun, in my opinion.
Awesome.
All right. You have worked with Cyan on developing mod charts and have collaborated efforts on mod charts as well with him. What's the dynamic of your sessions like?
Oh, oh, that's a good question. So, are you referring to like in newer mod charts or like way back at the start with the extra sensory stuff?
You can go as much detail as you want with that.
All right, I got a lot of detail to go there because you know what, I'm gonna start with the extra sensory stuff because
Okay.
this is a fun bit. If you remember back when the newer versions of Noodle extensions came out, there was the whole like release event with a ton of different mod charts. There was I think four in total.
Okay.
those were created by me, Cyan Snow, and Arrow Luna, who Arrow Luna also made the mod and doesn't get nearly enough credit for that, in my opinion. But
That's yeah. I honestly I don't think I've heard their name tossed around a lot.
yeah, and I feel like it should be tossed around more because without them, none of this would be possible at all. Anyway, what happened was uh, they'd shown me. So I've been a fan of mod charts in other games for a
Hmm.
long time. I know Monty brought this up in his podcast, but Not in the Groove mod charts have been massive inspiration for me and something I've played and enjoyed watching for a very large portion of my life.
Hmm.
And uh, I'd introduced Arrow to them and then didn't hear from them for a long time. And then they came back with a video of Doppelganger. So, do you know the mod chart Doppelganger?
Is this a not in the groove mod chart?
No, no, it's a Beat Saber one.
Oh, I believe I do. I can't remember it off the top of my head.
Okay, well, that was actually the first mod chart ever made, even though it wasn't the first one released, funny enough. So, after I saw that, I was like, okay, you gotta let me work with you on this. And one thing led to another. And what another was me, Cyan Snow, and Arrow Luna all in a voice chat um, every day, full days for like 2 or 3 weeks, all just working on different mod charts, right?
Yeah.
So I was working on Analysts and Midnight Lady at the
Hmm.
time. Uh, Arrow was working on Doppelganger and Try This at the time. And Cyan was working on at Doomsgate.
Oh yeah.
Now, what's funny is at Doomsgate was the first chart to actually come out, right?
Hmm.
It was the last one to be made out
Oh
of the group.
wow.
So the order has a very big difference from when they actually came out. The order I think was Doppelganger, Analyst, Midnight Lady, then Try This, and then Doomsgate was the order I think they were finished. I could be wrong. I'm sorry if any of them yell at me after for that. But then when we were planning the release, we needed to think of like what was the best way to release them in a good order. So we actually got Monty to help with that.
Hmm.
Funny enough, that's when we interjected them into the mod chart stuff after those four had been made,
Hmm.
and we like came with an order, got a ton of private test plays of them. Probably probably the most fun I've had with watching a test play was Estrella.
Oh yeah.
Estrella was able to almost entirely sight read all of the mod charts after having never seen anything like this before. That was a treat.
That's gotta feel like really rewarding.
Oh, it does because one of the big misconceptions I see with mod charts is people think that the goal is to make them unreadable. That's not true at all. The goal is to make them readable. The goal is to make it a reading challenge, though.
Yeah.
So I'm sure this was brought up a lot in other podcasts, but the idea is you want to make it so it puts a twist on how you have to read things, but it's still very much possible. And at least in my opinion, every mod chart should be clearable on a sight read. Like you should be able to figure out all of the gimmicks and all the tricks that it's got for you your first time playing it. And seeing someone actually able to do that during the sight reading tests for that was really, really rewarding.
Was he able to predict when Monty would jerk the notes over to the left on his da 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 Mario level?
He didn't play that one in these
Ah.
tests. Sorry. I'll say I was able to do that.
What?
No, I wasn't actually, but I was able to keep hitting them as it went on.
Hmm.
Yeah, those test plays were only the first four, and that release event is some of the most fun I've had in this game, honestly, running that whole thing.
I can imagine. I've definitely had groups of people in the past where we've just been online like every day in calls where like those people where you can sit in a call with for 3 hours, like nobody says anything, and then somebody just
Right, you're
says
just all
something,
working.
and then you start talking again, and it's just those comfortable silences that just
Absolutely.
yeah.
But the advantages for me, at least when I'm working on stuff, I like being in a voice call with someone else like that because then I can do something that's like, "Hey, how does this look?" And they can give me feedback with a different pair of eyes. Because
Yeah,
if I ever tell someone I want to steal your eyes, it means I need you to tell me if this thing looks good or bad because I've been staring at it for the last 3 hours.
exactly. It's so helpful to the creative process to be around people that are like-minded and want to help contribute just as much as you.
Absolutely. So the whole collaboration thing there was all on that. And then after extrasensory stuff, uh, I still work with Science Snow a bit on two maps, actually.
Hmm.
One of which has not really seen the light of day again
Okay.
recently, but that was the first like collaboration we did. It was for C22H, if you know what that is.
No.
It's a um, it's a 2 hour mapping competition.
Oh.
That's not competition, more like game jam that's ran
Okay.
by a certain community. But yeah, it's a very fun event, and me and Cyan just got together and we're like, hey, what if we could try and make a mod chart together in 2 hours?
That.
Spoiler alert, we kind of couldn't, but we did the best we could. And with that came a fabled map known as uh, Woobalaba Retrograde, I think it's called. I'll
what's
see if I'll
the what's the overarching theme of it? If
wacky stuff. I can see if I can find like a video of it that you can put in here after for
okay.
like a little like exclusive content.
Okay.
And if I ever find the files, I do want to fix it up and release it. But after that, we kind of figured out, hey, we work pretty well together. And so now we just on rare occasions will make stuff with like Cyan's really good at making maps that are good really fast, surprisingly. They don't like it because they want all of their maps to be like they're a bit of a perfectionist almost.
Hmm.
But it's like, God, I'm scared talking about other people. I don't want to say something that I'm going to get yelled at for. But uh, all of the maps that they actually put out, they want to be like, this is something special or new or really good. And so while they can make like good maps really fast, it's not enough. And they kind of want to make every map, you know, meaningful, if that makes sense. So when I do need someone to help with a mod chart, I can kind of like ring them up and say, hey, I can't map this, but I want to make effects for this. Want to help me out? And
Okay.
then that kind of just happens and it's fun.
Is there
So,
currently another mod charter that you would be interested in collaborating with?
there are many. There are many I'd love to
Drop the
work with.
names.
All right. You know what? Let me get a list here. Let me get
Okay.
a list of the people I would adore to work with. I would not all of these even like actually make mod charts currently, but
Okay.
I would love to have be able to collab with Nairo is a big one.
He was one of the ones that I had in mind as well.
He is incredibly good at making like some kinds of very good experiences.
Right.
Uh Monty, obviously, but I am very bad at following up on those. I'd like to work with like um what's their name? What's their name? Redek,
Okay.
because I don't know if you've seen the clips Redek puts out on Twitter, but he's very, very good at abstracting walls, and I love it so much.
Okay.
Uh, and what's also interesting is I'd like to work with someone who maps fast, kind of non-techie things one day, but
Okay.
doesn't make mod charts and kind of either try and make a mod chart off of what they can do or kind of teach them as we work together. So
That
hey,
would
if
be cool.
if,
Yeah.
if you're a burn mapper, hit me up.
Who in the community or even outside of the community do you think would take to mod charting fairly well?
uh Outside of the community, actually, I would love it if I could see one day someone in the mod chart communities of other games try and take a peek into Beat Saber because I do think there's a lot of untapped potential from people who have experience not just with how mod charts work, but how they make ideas that work initially.
Hmm.
Because that's something I kind of struggled with a lot at the start, and which is why if you look at my chart of analysts and the not in the groove chart of analysts, you'll notice a lot of similarities, and that is Absolutely, because a lot of inspiration was taken from it.
I can imagine, yeah.
Mhm. But inside the community, uh, I'd like to see any of the prevalent modders who don't make charts but make mods for the game, and I'd like to see what they could potentially pull off if paired with someone who normally makes normal maps or charts.
Right. Any
Like,
modders that you have in mind?
yep, Oros.
I was thinking Oros too.
Oros is phenomenal, honestly. They're very good at what they do.
Hmm.
Um, maybe a curveball, Tony Macaroni.
Okay. I am not too familiar with them.
They kind of came out unexpectedly and made some really cool stuff. They made Saberforge and Trick Saber.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
I'm 90% sure they made those. Please don't yell at me if I got them wrong. And I would like to see what um Nike could do if they put in the effort for it.
Hmm.
But I think that one's a little unlikely.
Okay. Um, go ahead.
I want to use this as a chance to say, if you have any past experience coding, modcharts are surprisingly more accessible than you probably think. Because although the general mentality right now, from what generally people think, is you either need Chrome Mapper or JavaScript. It's not true at all. Both of these are just ways to edit the JSON file of the map.
Hmm.
If you can edit JSON through a script, or even by hand if you really want to, you can make mod charts just fine.
I was kind of getting that idea from Monty when we had him on. He was basically saying that um, he did have to put in a lot of focus and effort, but he basically got all the basics down in like a week, is what he said.
Monty works really hard though, and I don't know if he knows that,
Yeah,
but he managed to go from knowing minimal programming at all to like enough JS knowledge to be able to put together some really cool stuff.
yeah, and I love that he has an alt account called Chief Queef where he just
Good
puts
old
his
Chief Queef.
fucking like chungy ideas and it's like, all right, let's make something random and see what happens. He just released one last night where I think it's
Oh,
called like
I may or may not have a second uh
it's called When
alias
Blue four
somewhere.
days ago.
No, no. I know the one.
It's just this stupid little idea that he
Yeah, I
just brought
love
to
those
life.
though. I love that he puts those together.
Fucking
I,
good shit.
I may or may not have a similar alias somewhere on Beat Saber if you can find it. Wink, wink.
Interesting.
Hmm. There's a certain there's a sleeper map somewhere. That's all I'll say. Good friend of mine worked on it.
I personally have only put out one map, and that was February of 2019, so I don't think it counts.
Oh yeah, on that, I have 4 maps on my Beat Saber account. But there's a 5th map that I've made under my name, and no one can play it anymore.
Oh,
So you remember back at the start, I was talking about how like I wanted to play my own music, so I kind of implemented stuff myself.
yeah.
It's that one. It will only work on the first version of the game,
Oh, interesting. Back
and
when
it
the
is
car flew
off
around?
time. Hmm?
Back when the car flew around? That little Easter egg?
The car flying around. There's a lot of stories behind that I cannot share.
Oh!
I'm sorry.
But go ahead.
Yeah, so way back when, I'm a big fan of Carpenter Brut, their
Okay.
music. It's very much like a blend of synthwave and like rock.
Hmm.
And I had just kind of gotten, I was still going down from like a high that I had from seeing them live a few months ago. By far the best concert I've ever been to. And I was like, I want to play their music in here. And so I made a very scuffed beginning of a chart using direct game file editing,
Oh.
where you had to recompile asset bundles in Unity just to get audio working in game.
Oh man.
And came out with this little guy here. That was technically the first custom song in the game. Right there. And it is off time.
Oh my god.
And I was freaking out about it, as you can tell.
Hold on.
Eh,
It looks like we have somebody who's going to be joining us today.
oh. Someone has arrived?
I have given them the okay. Mello,
Hello.
welcome. Gonna move you. Hello.
Okay. Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hi, Reaxt.
Hi.
I woke up this morning and I was like, "Ah, it's beautiful. I hear birds chirping. The sun is peeking in through my blinds. It's
Let's
so
check
beautiful."
Discord.
And then I went on Discord and I was like, "Wait a minute. What day is it? No. Oh
It's
no.
Saturday, buddy.
I thought it was Friday."
We could have delayed if it made it easier.
No, it's all my fault. I slept. I pushed the snooze button too many times this morning.
That's fine. I've been there.
I did that a lot this morning too, but I forced myself up.
Same.
I'm proud of you guys. I'm not proud of me.
Be proud of yourself anyway. You got up.
All right.
I did.
Mello, why don't you open the Google Doc form and ask the question that you definitely took part in the writing process of?
The one
I feel a little shade being thrown around here.
I'm sorry. There was a cat on me. I fell asleep.
Okay, you're forgiven.
Yeah, you see, I have to blame it on the cat. Totally not.
No, you're forgiven.
Yeah,
No,
there we
no,
go.
no. We're all cats here. Like to.
Ooh,
We
true.
keep the trend going.
Oh man, this sucks. Now I have like my bassy morning voice in here. This is cool. This is great. At least
it's
not.
great.
No, that's good for podcasts. You
Yeah.
No,
get it?
I guess you're right. Yeah. I guess I'll go with it. So this one right here is written. It says, "Are you open to discussing the formation of the Look at the Sky mod chart? Process behind that project like?" I'm actually really curious
Ooh.
about that. I love that map.
Am I?
Yeah, Reaxt was actually talking about like how he wants to make sure he doesn't give any
Right.
like
Oh.
sensitive information. So that's why I worded that question like that's why you worded that question like that.
No.
That's why we said like, are you open to discussing the form?
Ah. Am I able to discuss that?
I mean, you can just put it in like simple terms, like, "Yeah, map cool."
Yeah, map cool.
There we go.
I will say, I'll explain it in some ways, I think.
Okay.
So, I only ask that you don't make this bit the highlight.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
So I was reached out by a person, and then reached out by Making Move to work on this one with them, right? And basically the idea was Making Move had another mapper, Dak, who was going to do the notes for it, and I was going to do the walls for it.
Okay.
And so I did the walls for it, and I was showing it to some people, getting feedback, and then for reasons, Cyan wanted to remap it.
Oh.
And then Cyan remapped it. So then it became me and Cyan instead of me and Dak, although Dak definitely contributed a lot to the project, and I kind of feel bad for them kind of getting snuffed out at the end. But yeah, so I spent a good while. I think it was around, work on that one started December of 2020, around. So we were working on that around December, and then there's a director's cut of the map actually, because they wanted to change the walls a bit so that it would like fit more with the visualization. stuff. But there used to be a lot more animation there, actually.
Oh wow, really?
So I can pull that up, and I think I can share the director's cut of Look at the Sky.
Okay.
Hold on.
So is there a reason why some of those animations were cut out of it, or?
Yeah, it was because it was a little too smooth, and they wanted it to be closer to the the lyric video for the song.
Right.
Oh, I see.
So I have it here, I think, and I can pull this up. I'm just gonna check that this is the right one. Just as a quick example for the area where everything kind of goes black and it shows just the text and some stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me just make sure this is the like almost final one. Yeah, here it is. So if you look in general, I'll drop it there. Well, there's a little what that section used to look like, just for fun. Honestly, I've grown to really like the newer version as well, though, like quite a bit.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh, that's really dope.
Things used to move a bit more.
Yeah.
So yeah, and like most things, all these mod charts go through many iterations and changes, and things get scrapped and things get added and stuff like that.
Yeah. What are those types of video like? Are they called
Kinetic
typography?
kinetic typography.
Typography. That definitely had that kind of feel to it.
Yeah, I had that actually came from that. The way I like to do walls like that actually came from Cyan in a way, because Cyan really does not like lyric text walls in wall maps.
Oh, okay.
And so I kind of made it a goal to make it so that I could make lyrics in text walls in a way where they would think, okay, you know what, that's good.
Yeah, this is
So
more creatively.
I actually have a chart that I've worked on that surprisingly few people have played. It was worked on with me, Kiki's, and ABC.
Okay.
And I didn't do any of the mapping. There's just like one little drop section that I did the walls for. And that was the first time I kind of messed around with like text walls and animating them around and stuff, other than like I guess Midnight Lady. So if you give me a second, I can actually pull that up. Hold on a second. Here we are. Yeah, there it is. So I did stuff like this way back then. This one, I kind of like being able to just work on like short effects like this here and there, and kind of do that on my own time sometimes. Little guest wall sections.
Yeah.
So that was a fun thing to work on.
That's sick. I'm noticing a lot more and more people are starting to pick up that idea of putting in text in their mod charts now.
Right. When you put text in your mod charts, it is very important that it is more meaningful than just there because the song said it's there.
Oh yeah. I think the one I'm thinking of the most is Try.
Remy's map? Yeah.
Yeah, Remy's
Right.
map.
Yeah.
And that's a semi good example actually. For like it uses text walls with the lyrics, but they kind of try and make the walls still move with the music, and that's a very important thing in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it totally adds to the effect. Like anyone can put text in front of you and like, oh look, I'm reading
No,
that. That's cool.
Actually, anyone can put text. There is a very easy script you can use for it.
No way.
Yeah, actually, Nairio open sources all of the scripts behind all of his maps on GitHub.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
So you're telling me I can put like, so I've heard a lot of people wanting a B movie map. You're telling me I can put the entire B movie script in a map, and it'd already be kind of easy to do.
But please don't put the entire B movie script in a map, Melocat.
I mean, I don't think I will. I don't have that
please
patience,
don't do that.
but I don't have the mental capacity for that. But
But yeah,
hypothetically, it could be done.
hypothetically, it could be done. If you go to Nirio's GitHub page, they have a repository dedicated to all the scripts they've used for their Beat Saber maps.
This is dangerous. Oh no.
It is dangerous because one of those scripts lets you animate walls in Blender and export them.
Oh no.
In fact, there's also the light designer's tool, Scuffed Walls, which lets you do the same thing. Modcharts are becoming rapidly more accessible. And it kind of scares me, actually.
Yeah, I'm both excited and terrified to see what people do.
But I'm not scared in the terrified way. I'm scared in the So, do any of you guys remember when Mediocre Mapper got mapping extensions support?
Yeah, I remember that.
When that happened, a lot of admittedly mediocre wall maps came out from
Mediocre mappers?
Shut up. Yeah, no, admittedly a lot of great stuff came from it, but a lot of not so great stuff came from it too, because there's a kind of bar where when you make something really easy, it's really easy to put out something not that good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the only thing that scares me with that is it can kind of clog it up so that those who put in like a week's worth of effort into making something new get kind of lost in the sea and ignored.
Yeah. All right. I've actually been wanting to get to this. Are there any ideas you've wanted to bring to life through modcharts that you've really had to rack your brain with?
Yes. One of which I don't know if I can ever finish because it's very brain melty. I've had this concept of trying to move your reading point significantly while still having it so you have to cut in where it would be with another reading point. So I mess with this with a little mod chart that is not probably going to ever see the light of the day, in which the idea was you kind of like grab everything and move it away, right?
Oh.
So I really want to bring more reading gimmicks to life through modcharts. That's my main goal with all of this, really. I want to make it so that you have to change not the way you play the game, but the way you understand how notes are coming towards you, if you will.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna try and find a good video to present this, because I nerfed it to the point where the effect basically didn't do anything back when I was working on this. But sorry for the silence here. Do you mind if I just take a second to find this?
Yeah, sure.
Great. I do have it somewhere here. It's just gonna take a sec. I have a lot of scratch projects here, actually.
That's a mood. I know exactly that feeling. I have like a hard drive just filled with work in progress folders.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of musicians go through.
Yeah.
That's what all creatives go through.
Oh
actually.
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But I've gone the extra mile and I've named that music hard drive trash can. So whenever I throw something in there, it's like, all right, it's in the trash can. Well, I'll go back to it in like a year, whatever.
But do you come back to it in a year? Do
I
you
found
come
one
back
file.
to it in a year?
I found one file yesterday and I've been working with it. So that was fun, but it's been like a year. It was hibernating. It was waiting to be ready.
You guys know Infected Mushroom? Or I mean, like, obviously
I know of them, not personally.
Some of their tracks, like their 10-minute long tracks, sound like, I don't know, I feel like some of their creative process is just taking their 2-minute long work in progresses and finding a way to mash it together into one 10-minute song. Like, there's a song called Project 100 that sounds exactly like that, where it's just like every 2 minutes it sounds like an entirely different song. And I feel like I can't obviously say for sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if that is what they did. We're like, I don't know what to do with this. Let's
just grab all your projects and see if you can put it together.
Yeah, let's see if we can transition this project into this project and then just release it as a full project.
It's something I've wanted to do for a while. I'll get to that another day. There's a lot of ideas I have, but the problem is as soon as I like talk about the ideas in length, sometimes I'll get the satisfaction that I would have gotten from making the idea right there and then from explaining it to someone, and then I just don't make it.
Right, I have definitely heard that. Where people say if you have an idea, don't tell anyone about it. Just do it.
Right. Because you kind of get the dopamine from telling people the idea and like sitting on the idea and imagining it.
Yeah, you're kind of like sabotaging your
Yeah,
chance.
absolutely.
I just watched the video you sent, and I think I just lost like half of my brain. Oh my gosh.
Right. So the idea there was you see like the grid in the video? That's
Yeah.
kind of like right at
Yes.
you. The idea was you have to kind of imagine that grid where you would usually cut has been moved back and still be able to hit it from looking at it at a different perspective as if it was coming towards you normally.
Oh, kind of like when I'm watching a third person's perspective
Absolutely,
that's
yeah.
streaming and imagining myself playing, but like reading it from like behind their character.
It was very brain melty. That's why I didn't finish it.
You know, that reminds me of this video I saw where it was explaining the second person point of view where you're watching yourself do something.
Ooh. I haven't
That's
actually heard of
exactly
second
what.
person point of view.
Yeah, I forgot in the video he mentions like it's in some game. I think it's like Drive or something where you're watching yourself drive, but
Oh,
you're
is it
playing as
a
someone else.
is
Yeah.
that a Nick Robinson video?
I think so. It might have been. It's been a while, but I just know
Okay.
that part stuck with me. It was like, whoa, that's kind of cool. And that's instantly what I thought about when I saw this clip because everything's moved back and you're watching yourself hit everything at that point, but you're
I
also
see.
behind you. So that was really cool. I actually think it's a really dope idea.
It is, but it is so painful to play. And the song I picked is for that attempted chart was kind of way too fast for it.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, the song was a bit hard.
it does seem like it. All right, inversely, what ideas did you think would be tough to pull off that were relatively easy?
Oh, I have that. I have that actually. One of which I'm hold on a second. Let me just grab something here. I have two for this actually. One is like just kind of something I was doing to mess around, mess about with things in mod files recently, and another one was one that was for null control. Actually, no, not null control. I think probably the one that I thought would be the hardest, but that was actually the easiest to pull off is the very, very end of Midnight Lady, where you know when you kind of have like the cursive text that writes itself at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was really easy to do, actually. So throughout the development of Midnight Lady, I kind of grabbed some scripts together and hacked it together to make it so I could model and animate most of the stuff in Blender to make my life easier. And what I did was I like wrote out the text in Blender, loaded it in, and just kind of made it so like it grabbed each individual wall by their position and just dissolved them in. And I thought it was going to be like so painful to make that effect look good. I'd have to make sure that it goes and writes properly, but it just kind of worked first try. I was really surprised by that. But another one would be kind of recently, I was really messing around with like, there's this feature that I haven't seen used a lot in modcharts, which is parenting.
Okay.
And using parenting, you can mess with scale and perspective a lot. So I was kind of just messing around with the potential things I could do to mess up perspective using parenting
Okay.
in mod charts and stuff. So I put together this thing, and I don't know if it conveys properly over video, but it's kind of like a 2D projection of a 3D object in just using noodle extensions.
Oh.
That was the idea of it. So you'll notice in some bits where it kind of like you see the sides of the object and it kind of gets all weird
Yeah.
in
Oh,
this
wow.
video. So if you're an aspiring mod chart / wall map creator and you want to try something new that hasn't been done, mess with track parenting and mess with the scale property in track parenting. There's a lot of untapped potential there.
Yeah.
for real wacky stuff.
Holy crap. Then
You know what this reminds me of is like song visualizers from like music players from back in the early 2000s.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah,
So
actually, I see
cool.
exactly what you mean with that. Like, one idea I've had is I kind of want to see someone model out like a whole scene in Blender with walls and like even have notes and stuff in it, and then kind of just using parenting, make it flat and put it on a TV screen in game or something like that.
That'd be dope.
Because it's absolutely something you could do. I have too many ideas and not enough time or motivation.
That is definitely a mood. Oh my gosh, I have been feeling that for like the past week.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I'll say
I have a new PC that I I don't have the mental capacity right now to build my own PC, and waiting for a 30 series graphics card to be available at my local micro center or online is way too much of a like pulling situation. So I decided to just put an order in for a pre-built PC, and it should be here late May, early
honestly a
June.
good decision.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the price is pretty close to the stock price of all the parts, so I'm not feeling too bad about it.
Nice.
In
Um,
worst case, you just
I've
slap
been
something
trying
else
to
in there
buy
in
a
the future.
GPU for 3 years, man.
yeah,
And every time something messes with the market, whether it's crypto or new graphics cards releasing,
yeah.
there's
Uh,
not been a good time to buy a graphics card in the last 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
but I'm so excited because it's gonna make creating videos for myself a lot more easier, because when I'm already recording Beat Saber, I deal with some frame rate drops, and
Right.
trying to incorporate my character model into like the third person perspective only makes it even more difficult. If like on my videos where I switch the perspective from first person to third person is missing uh considerably more notes than what I do, because I actually record two different
You like instead of being able to record them both at the same time.
yeah, I record the first person uh alone, and then I record the third person alone, and then I match the audio, and then I just cut them together.
Yeah, that's kind of painful.
But if I had the capability of just having both perspectives available in recording, that would be a game changer.
Nice. Well, hopefully your new PC will make that possible.
Yeah, 3080 graphics card and an i9 11900.
Yo, that's a lot of hamsters running in there, dude. You're gonna have like a whole hamster farm in that PC.
Yeah, brand new hamster.
Hamsters on a wheel.
I currently have a 1660 Super, which is pretty fucking nice, but I can't push it too hard. It's a really good bang for your buck graphics card. It like only cost me like $220, and it's a VR ready graphics card. That's pretty good.
I've been driving the same 1060 for as long as I can remember.
Ooh.
I've just been
No, do not diss the 1060. It has
they're
treated
good.
me beautifully throughout all of its life.
Okay,
I had
good.
one. That's what I had first, but my 1080 Ti, it's beautiful, but apparently it's not cool anymore. So I mean, I can wait a
1080 is
little
no
bit.
longer top of the line. Sorry, Mellow Cat.
Yeah, it's no longer the whoa. You have a 1080 Ti now. It's you have a 1080 Ti. Look at my 30. I don't know 90 whatever there is now. I don't
Two
even know anymore.
generations too late.
Yeah, you're too old man. And Fortnite kids dab on me.
You can't even crank 90s.
I don't even know what that means. I'm assuming that's a Fortnite thing. I don't.
Yeah, it's
I
a
don't
Fortnite
understand.
term.
Oh no.
Cranking
Yeah.
90s is just like an efficient way of building up, where you create a ramp and then you look over to your right, you create a wall and then create another ramp, you jump onto that ramp, you look over to your right, and you're just constantly spinning around going up very fast.
I didn't know there was a term for that. Wow. I have learned today. Thank you for that.
Important Fortnite terminology.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna take that with me everywhere I go now.
All right. Yeah, you just like see a kid walking down the sidewalk and be like, "Hey kid, how well can you crank 90s?" And he'll know exactly what you're talking about.
Hey
Apparently you
kid,
gotta call him
how's your
Dog
90s?
too now.
All right. Getting back to the questions. Do you
Actually, no, let's
think?
go back to Fortnite.
Okay.
Yeah, we like Fortnite.
Ninja Fortnite.
No, I have something relating to Fortnite to share.
Oh
Oh.
no.
Ever seen this one?
I take it
Here
linking
you go.
something.
It's sending.
Okay.
It's a mod chart of all tilted towers.
Nah, it's better than that.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Oh. Oh.
Am I allowed to share this?
Absolutely.
All right. Very good.
I just think of the shoot, what was the name of the map? It was like the whole "We Are Back," the whole map. I forgot the name of it.
It's got a Fortnite Easter egg in there as well. Specific
Yeah.
cameras.
That you can only see from third person.
Yeah, I've had so much fun seeing that do its job.
All right. Now getting back to the question. Do you think there is a potential market for artists commissioning mod charts for their
Yes.
tracks?
Without a doubt, yes.
Okay.
And I will, if anyone hears, if there is an artist who makes a song and wants to work with me, I will give you a big discount.
I personally know somebody that is working on music. I will not disclose his name, but he is somebody that I'm very good friends with that creates incredible music that when he's finally ready to release, when all the bells and whistles are done, I am going to be making a lot of like I'm gonna be getting in contact with a lot of people asking like, "Hey, I really want to see mod charts made of this because this guy's stuff is really good."
I'll work with a big discount. Hit me up.
Okay. We know that producing a mod chart for Porter is already like pretty up there. But if there were more artists interested in seeing mod charts for the tracks, who would you personally like to develop a mod chart for?
You are asking a dangerous question. There is a very long list, and I'm going to go through a lot of names really fast in a few seconds.
I'm ready.
All right, we got Frums, Silent Room, Android 52. Top 3 right there.
Okay.
Let's see what else we got. Oh my god. I'd like to work with anything by Virtual Self.
Oh yeah.
If ever feasibly possible. God, see, the issue is there's also like really big name artists that would be a dream to do that, but it's very, very unlikely.
Mhm.
But like, if I could work with like Carpenter Brute, that would be probably the best job of my life. Although that is very unlikely because I don't even know if they know Beat Saber exists as a game.
Right.
Any not any, but most BMS musicians like Leaf, Xi, and just people who like to make things for BMS events, I think would be a lot of fun to work with because they have a good bit of experience working with other artists to create videos for their songs in those events. Getting the chance to work with actually not a specific artist, but what would be another really big treat is getting to work with an artist on a song that's made for a mod chart as well. And I do kind of have something relating to that I've been meaning to get to, but eventually.
Mhm.
Those kinds of things are just like any artist that makes music that I enjoy, even if I just find out about them because they contact me, would be so much fun to work on.
Right.
Let me see. Are there any other specific names of artists that I would love to work with? I think Silent Room is probably the biggest one, but there's a bit of a language barrier there, I think.
You brought up earlier that one of your favorite artists was like a mix of like I think he said was it like synthwave
Synthwave and rock, kind
and
of.
rock. My personal introduction to electronic music was I started playing this PC game called Tibia, which was like this top-down 2D game, and I would watch PvP videos, and that's when I learned about Pendulum and Infected Mushroom.
Oh, Oh, Pendulum.
Pendulum was like, I love their sound. The mix
They
of
have
just like
such a unique
drum
and
and
amazing.
bass and like alternative rock.
Yeah, they have a very unique sound, and Rob Swire has a very unique voice for it.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people don't even realize that Rob Swire was like the fucking uh person who did the voice for, or just like vocals, Ghost and Stuff by Deadmau5.
I only figured that out recently, actually.
I think
Thankfully, I
that was one of
did
the
figure it
first
out
songs that got
before
me
this
hooked.
podcast, though.
I remember
I,
I saw that song available for like play on like this airplane's track list, and they misspelled his name. They called him Rob Swine.
Hmm.
Rob Swine.
Yeah,
That's one of the worst typos you can make there.
yeah. I don't think he saw it, but I took a picture of it and added it on Twitter, just saying like, "Hey, who's this Rob Swine guy?"
Incredible.
Did you rebrand? Are you a pig now?
Maybe that's what led to Rob Swire's mental breakdown,
Oh no.
which is a mod chart.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh no. Is
I am
it?
a god at segues, let me tell you.
That was a really smooth segue. It was just like butter. It just kind of went there. I like.
Yes, yes. Hold on, let's see. Here it is. Rob Swire has a nervous breakdown by Windu back in 2014. That is a treat of a chart.
That is a treat of a name.
I fucking love this. I remember when I first found this.
It's
You
so
were in the rising sus. Oh my god, sus got ruined by Among Us.
Wait, did you say
good.
sus?
Yeah,
No.
yeah. Sus used to be a fucking YouTube poop like line where it didn't even mean suspicious back then. It was just a funny haha weird sounding word.
Because it was really easy to do sentence splicing.
Yeah. All right, React. How about we get to our final question?
Oh, we're already there. Okay.
All right. We've seen the impacts of mod charts on the YouTube and streaming communities and how much viewership they bring in. That being said, what is your go-to Taco Bell order?
Taco Bell?
Cloud?
If I'm honest with you, I've never had Taco Bell.
All right, that's a wrap. That's okay.
Wait,
You know
I've
what? Hold on.
never
No,
had
good on
Taco
you.
Bell.
Good on you. Don't eat Taco Bell. Good on you.
Wait, have I been missing on something?
No, I just decided to take that into a really random direction.
Is there some importance with Taco Bell here? Is this where I should be drawing my creative inspiration?
Well, I mean, it's the combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Doing it well?
Represent Taco Bell Dorito Shell. Ooh, that'd be a good mod map too, actually. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Hold on.
Don't give Monty ideas.
You already made the first one.
Man. You are throwing, I don't know why, you have thrown so many memories in my head through Taco Bell. Taco Bell.
You haven't even been to Taco Bell.
I haven't. But my brain remembered a Taco Bell video. And then Anonymous's YouTube channel, who made an animation of a Taco Bell audio. And then the Anonymous Discord server that I weaseled my way into being moderator of and created a bot for, and then got into conflict with another moderator, and then got jealous, and then got unjealous, and then had more conflict, and then got involved in Zelinki's Discord server, and then got confused, and then got sent stop. Man. Taco Bell.
Truth be told, I think the only thing good from Taco Bell is frozen Baja Blast, but I mean, I'd hate to anger him.
You know, if there's anything you should take from today, probably don't eat Taco Bell.
Yeah, probably.
I'm
You're
going
probably
there for
better off.
lunch today.
Oh my god. Are you getting the nachos?
Yes.
You gotta send me pictures of your Taco Bell order, buddy.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, you have not seen the Taco Bell nachos party pack, have you?
I haven't seen anything from Taco Bell other
I've
than
heard the
Dorito
commercial.
shells.
The party pack is like 4 people's worth of food for like $11. It's insane.
Oh, also, you mind if I share one last thing quickly?
Sure.
There were a lot of tech demos made for modcharts back in the day, such as a lot of them were done through simulations, actually.
Oh.
So I have one demo of cloth dynamics in Beat Saber and one of fluid dynamics, actually.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, so let me see if I can pull those up quickly.
Okay.
Let's see. That's a Rubik's Cube. Here we go. So here's the cloth dynamics demo from way back when, with a massive watermark because we were scared that YouTubers would take them and put them at the end of their videos as a leak.
Oh.
Long story. Sorry about the watermark.
Nah. No, that's smart.
Good old
And
Comic
then-
Sans.
Let me see if I can find the fluid dynamic. That one was pretty fun.
Oh, what the?
Whoa,
the flag!
Liquid Beat Saber.
Beat Saber flags.
So cool. Make that the new US Sabers.
You have sabers out of walls. Here it is. It's very, very glitchy. But here's some fluid dynamics in Beat Saber. From tech demos and messing around.
I'm already a
It's
fan of the
very
music playing in it.
Hmm?
I'm already a fan of the music playing.
Oh, that was just
Whoa.
random.
Whoa.
That was just random Frums music I had playing in the background. I am a massive Frums fan. I love all of their stuff.
That was dope.
All right, do I got any last little tech demo-y things I can share? Oh, the bitrate destroyer 10,000.
Oh no.
See, yeah, okay, I'm gonna share a few last things just if you want to interject this segment in somewhere, assuming you're still recording.
Okay.
Null Control's been the intro of Null Control has gone through countless variations of seeing what looks cool and what works and what doesn't. In fact, the goal of that chart originally was I just wanted to mess around in the intro and then ended up making it a full thing.
Oh, okay.
So a first bit of important information is that intro is made out of notes, not walls.
Mm-hmm.
So like, maybe this one doesn't have to be shown, but like this is the first attempt at it before I did all the fancy stuff. And then here we have like an early transition idea that I had for it. They're big files because they're very high bit rate. Sorry about that.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I remember.
And I'm just going to send a ton of things here because there were so many variations to this chart and I loved them all for their own reasons.
Oh my god.
There's like so much I've just been sitting on here.
Jeez. Man, I
is
think that's what's gonna kill like my 1080 Ti.
Ooh,
This is
god.
Nothing that.
The
really
tunnel.
well.
The tunnel
Oh.
of doom.
Whoa.
Yeah, the tunnel's cool. Have you played this chart?
Yeah. The
Okay,
original, the one that's published.
Yeah.
I think I played it a while ago. I don't remember too much.
And then here we are. Here's the bitrate destroyer 10,000.
Oh.
This one's big. This is a big boy.
The Monka PC.
I tried uploading it on Twitter, and it's unwatchable.
I'm learning
It's,
everything you post on Twitter, like video wise, is just unwatchable, unfortunately.
Yeah, Twitter likes killing things. You know, no, actually, what is watchable is the one I made of my own game. That's like my pinned tweet right now. Oh, here's another little neat
Jesus.
thing that I had going that I scrapped for kind of obvious reasons. It looks bad.
Yeah, that would destroy the shit out of
This
bit
one
rate.
here. Yeah, that's the bitrate destroyer 10,000, and the chart still kills your bitrate regardless.
Okay, those walls are pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it didn't really fit all that well, I found. So I scrapped him, and that's an important part of making mod charts. You need to be willing to put hours into something and be willing to throw it out in the next second if it doesn't work.
Right.
Ooh, the curse of being creative at anything.
So if you spent your whole day on making a really cool effect and it looks really pretty, but it does not play well, does not fit the music, or it's just overall bad, you need to be okay with getting rid of it and making something else.
At least now
And
you have like an asset that you can still like put into
yeah, you
something
might
else
be able to
though.
find somewhere else to use it if you like save it somewhere else.
Uh,
But you really need to be okay with just throwing things away. And that's how you lead to things that are cool but don't feel overdone.
Right.
All
I think
right.
I've seen a meme like that too, where like there's an artist who's like, "Yeah, I spent 8 hours drawing this," and it's like, I don't like it, and they just throw it away.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find one last cool or two things to share. Um. Oh yeah, the little segment where like you're in a tunnel of like white walls that kind of curve used to be more walls, but it lagged. But when it was more walls, um, it looked fluid, and I'd still love how that looked way back when.
Whoa, that's like liquid.
Yeah, that was the idea. I had to cut down on the walls a bit so it looks a little more rigid, but it's still one of my favorite things. Let me see any last little thingies I can send out. Oh, I can't send that out. Uh, um, no, I don't think so. Actually, yeah, there's a ton of stuff that I've done. So I just kind of want to share like a piece of history from because a lot of people don't realize how good we have it nowadays with our Beat Saber mods and stuff, and how everything works. Where it's like you press the button and you're done. We used to have to use a real-time injector that would only work half of the time, and the other half of the time would crash your game, right? So let's see here. I'm trying to find the old build of it because I do have it somewhere here. If you'll give me a second. It was like a long time ago. And basically, what you had to do was it's not, I don't know if I can find it anymore, but you had a little like extra executable that you would have to run at the same time. And it was, oh, here we are. I think this is the one. It was Beat Saber Song Injector.
Okay.
And the idea was you had to basically I can't find the actual build of it, but it was an exe that you would just run at the same time. And it would directly inject to the game in real time the custom songs.
God.
And there was so like every time you booted the game, you had to get out your headset, open an exe, press a button, and then hope your game didn't crash.
Yeah.
And then there was like another era where we would map them on top of another song, like $100 bills would be replaced with your custom song. And I accidentally got a cheated score on $100 bills
Oh
easy
no.
because of that. But
Is that how that would happen?
that's where the fabled 50k plus emote came from. But
Oh my god.
we have Beat Saber is probably one of the easiest games to mod nowadays. You literally just need an installer and a button, and there's no adware, so it's not like. So here's an interesting tidbit of story. Way back at the start of us like getting our footing, we were reached out to by Nexus Mods, their community manager. You guys reached out to us, and they wanted to integrate Beat Saber stuff into their mod manager, right? And, like they provide all the assets and everything needed to make it all set up nice and easy. It'd just be using the Nexus platform. Assistant and Umber talked us down from accepting that because we were all some of us were a little like starstruck by the idea that, wow, Nexus Mods contacted us. I've used them.
Yeah.
Man, I am so glad we did not accept that offer. Because I don't know if you've tried modding a game called Blade and Sorcery.
Mm-hmm.
They've accepted that offer, basically. Have you tried to use the Vortex mod manager?
I have, and
It's not a fun experience. It's
No.
filled with
I
ads and it clogs
remember.
up your disk space.
I think I've tried
Yep.
using Nexus mods with Skyrim in the past.
I used to do it with Fallout 4.
So we ended up with Mod Assistant, probably one of the simplest and, in my opinion, most user-friendly modding experiences you can have for a game like this.
Yeah, honestly.
And like most of that credit goes to Umbra, Assistant, Lulpants, and like all of the system admins and like devs of the community.
Yeah, it's very straightforward.
It is. It's like 3 buttons to get all the important stuff.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It even has the button of, hey, everything broke in my Beat Saber folder. Please take away all the mods, and it nukes your folder, and then it comes back magically. I love it so much.
And then quest modding exists somehow.
True.
We thought that was impossible when it started.
Yeah, that's
So
just
when does
recent too,
PSVR
right?
get custom map?
It might be. Actually, we can run unsigned code on compatible PS4 firmware versions now.
Oh no, the meme is coming real.
PSVR mods are becoming a possibility.
Oh
It's
no.
not a joke. It might
Poor
happen.
sad tracking.
Is there any,
Oh no.
Is there any kind of like Monka sort of like legal situation where PlayStation might get mad at that?
Oh, totally. But I have no idea where PlayStation modding is. I'm not too into that community, but I'm very
Wink.
excited to see if someone does that, because I have no idea how they would, and I am very interested.
Implications of that on the community would be insane, because PlayStation actually has a massive audience.
It
And
does.
it would open up so many more like
I will say I
possibilities.
don't think Score Saver stuff would ever be there, but even just custom songs would be
Custom
money.
songs would get people more invested in custom songs, and then that would get more people to the community.
Yeah, I don't know.
True.
It could be.
It's a
It
good
could be
gateway.
something incredible. Like, I've had, even if I haven't been contributing along the whole way, I've gotten the chance to see all of the steps that mods and stuff have came through with the community, and seeing how there's so many times where like things got really tricky and they just managed to still make things work just fine. Like, especially big UI updates are usually pretty breaking for things. But seeing how easy everything has been made with the infrastructure for the end users experience has been, it's easier to install Beat Saber mods than it is to install Minecraft mods.
Yeah.
And
Oh
that's saying
god.
something, because Minecraft mods are some of the easiest mods to install. I want to give a very important PSA to everyone in the VR community. If you're thinking about playing Gorilla Tag, either don't or have a good play space.
I will not play it then. I don't have a good play
No.
space.
I would,
Amen.
unless you have enough space for a full step and not hitting anything, there is a very high chance you will break your controller. I'm talking from experience. But if you do want to play Gorilla Tag anyway, please go check out the Gorilla Tag modding group that Bobby has been doing. It is very cool. That is all.
All right.
Return to monkey.
Return to monkey.
All right. Well, I think that would probably be a good place then.
Yep. Go have your Taco Bell, nerd.
Yeah.
Your
Reaxt,
nachos.
thank you again so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate it. Mellow. No hard feelings.
Okay, I love you.
There's no hard feelings. I understand you fell asleep with a cat. That is all right. Well, thank you again very much for having me. I had a lot of fun.